You said you don't treat obese guys. Do they
Morbidly obese.
need to reach a certain body mass index before you will treat them? And if
Yeah,
will
I'm
putting them
sorry.
on testosterone not help them lose weight or put in the
Good,
effort to do it?
good question. So a couple of different things to address. First of all, I didn't say I don't treat obese. I said morbidly obese. Okay. Unfortunately, most of America is obese. Okay. So if I didn't treat obesity, I wouldn't be here. Morbidly obese. And when I say treat, I was referring specifically to testosterone. I do treat anyone and everyone according to what I feel is going to benefit that individual in the short term. Because if I want to give you a long-term treatment, the first thing that I have to do responsibly and ethically, I owe you the opportunity to assess what's going on and tell you, look, I feel that ultimately you're going to need this, but before we get there, the current risks outweigh the benefits. Therefore, let's bring you into a position where we can start doing this safely. If you take a man who is 6 foot, 300 pounds, okay, that is morbidly obese. That is somebody who is far more likely to die than the average person. Okay, he's about 100 pounds more than someone his size should be. That's not somebody who's got a BMI of 30 or 29. That's somebody who's got a BMI of like north of 35, right? Then you couple that with the fact that I can almost bet my left arm that he has obstructive sleep apnea due to obesity. I could also bet you that he's got some form of metabolic syndrome because let's face it, the lifestyle that got him to that body weight is probably not the healthiest lifestyle. So he's not as active, he's sedentary, he's got a terrible diet, he doesn't sleep well, he may be a smoker, maybe not. He's probably stressed, probably got some form of depression, all right, because you can't tell me you're walking around 100 pounds overweight and you're happy as can be. So at the end of the day, when you look at the picture of the whole person, and you say to yourself, if I put this man on testosterone today, first, his likelihood of dying, not because of testosterone, just in general, right, is higher significantly than an average guy. That puts me under scrutiny and under potential risk for liability, which I'm not willing to accept anymore because it's just, unfortunately, that's just the way the industry is right now. Secondly, the initial spike of aldosterone, which may increase, hypervolemic hypertension risk for a period of months, coupled with what we already determined to be a bad diet, which is why he's obese, right? That is a risk in and of itself. That's a cardiovascular risk, and I'm not willing to increase his cardiovascular risk, which is already present. So there's a lot of factors playing into this where I'm not going to put a Band-Aid on a broken leg. We need to fix the underlying issue here. Will testosterone ultimately help this man? Sure. Is he ready for testosterone today? No, the risks are too great, both legally and medically. So what we need to do is we need to maybe get this guy on a meal plan. We need to get this guy on an exercise plan. We need to get this guy on a GLP-1 for weight loss. And a lot of these guys who are receptive to these ideas do come back to us in 3, 4, 5, 6 months, and they're down 60 and 70 pounds, and now we initiate TRT. A lot of these guys say, no, I just want TRT, and they go about their way, and guess what? 6 months later, we may see them again, and now they're 320 pounds. They're going in the wrong direction because they refuse to accept responsibility for what brought them here, and they just wanted a medication rather than actually putting in the effort. I am not going to reward self-destructive behavior with pharmacology. I'm going to reward productive behavior and an initiative and accountability with assistance and guidance and maybe a little bit of medication. So it's more so a decision of, look, we're very busy. We have more patience than time, and we're very selective in helping those who want to help. And the way to prove that you want to help is to show me that you're willing to help yourself. Because if I want you to succeed more than you want to succeed, we have a problem.